I'm basically a sociologist specializing on various aspects of economic sociology. I mix teaching with advanced research. I'm particularly interested in comparative quantitative analysis of all kinds. It really doesn't matter. And I also experiment with new methods which are not very often used by other scholars, such as experiments. Our research question was whether there are generation-specific changes in the value system of the different youth cohorts. In other words, what we were interested in whether is it true that, for example, generation X, Y, and Z are so different as we can often hear in various tabloids and in the public discourses, or perhaps it's an artifact, and perhaps as far as the basic values, basic work-related values are concerned, there is not much difference among the different generations, and actually that's what we found. We did a large-scale secondary analysis on the basis of existing comparative quantitative data sets such as the World Value Survey, the European Value Survey, the European Social Survey, and ISSP. And my colleague, who is not here at the moment, Gábor Hajdu, created a pooled data set covering all these surveys and covering also 3 waves of these surveys between the mid-1980s until the early 21st century waves. And on the basis of these huge data sets, we did our time series cohort-specific analysis, and the answer is that there were no significant changes in general, except in a very specific type of societies, which are the post-communist societies. Those generations who were socialized during socialism saw work as a core value even when they retired. So they didn't change their attitude just because they, for demographic reasons, left the labor market. On the other hand, the younger generation in the more affluent part of Europe, there was no change as far as, let's say, modern and postmodern values were concerned, which means that work is important, but this is not the core of everything. The only but very important policy implication of our research is that policymakers very likely will face with a lot of problems, but they at least can avoid to be afraid from the changing value system. Because they can claim on the basis of our research that the younger generations of today thinks about work almost exactly the same as they used to before, so work is important.